Hey everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we're going to be talking about spring cleaning, and we're also going to talk about the brand new things, brand new products that were announced at US leadership. So that's always a really cool thing. If you haven't heard about these products before, you're going to hear about them for the first time. US leadership was last week, ended on Saturday. I feel like it was really different. The pacing was great. The speakers were terrific. There was a lot of emphasis not only on the science, but making sure that the information that we were receiving was relevant and also kind of punchy. I liked that the new delivery. I've been to leadership many times before, and live and also recorded, because of course of the last few years have been many different iterations. And sometimes I felt like, oh my gosh, I need another cup of coffee to keep myself awake. I did not feel this way at all. I didn't want to speed through anything. I liked it. I really felt like it was worthwhile. So for those of you who are at US leadership or were able to either attend in live or virtually, let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear what your impressions are. But overall, I would say doTERRA, 2 thumbs up. You did a really great job this time. doTERRA always does a good job, but I feel like this particular leadership really gave them an A+. Yes, ding. Okay, so as I mentioned before, today we're going to be talking about spring cleaning. I think it's important to talk about spring cleaning because of a couple of different things. At least in the US, we are finally, you can see I have my polka dots on today. We are finally beginning to have some good weather. We're beginning to see what's going on outside. We can get out. The weather is changing. Do we have a few cool days? Yes, we do. Like yesterday was bright and sunny with clear blue skies, but it was 0 centigrade or below, maybe even -2. And I went out with my open back shoes and I didn't care. I bundled up with a coat and I wore a scarf, and to heck with it. What are you going to do? You just have to make it work. But spring is really in the air and it feels so, so good. So today we're talking about first day of spring, and actually tomorrow is the first day of spring, not today. Tomorrow is the first day of spring. We always have to jump the gun a little bit. I'm one of those people who the minute I see bright blue skies and clear weather, I'm getting rid of all my winter stuff, not throwing it in the trash, just putting it in a place where I can't see it as much, and dragging out all the bright, colorful stuff because I'm ready to go. One of the things that I love about spring cleaning is that it means it's the perfect time for us to freshen up our space and give our homes a deep cleaning. Now, many of you who celebrated Chinese New Year, Lunar New Year, did a really big deep cleaning before the holiday season. And I know the tradition of that is that you want to start the new year with a really clean, fresh house. So sometimes this will actually feel like an anticlimax for people that are outside of the US, or outside of perhaps people that celebrate that celebrate Lunar New Year may feel like, we already did this. Why do we have to do this again? Because our seasons are always changing. So even if you did a super deep clean at the beginning of February or the end of January or the middle of January, by March, you probably have to go back and touch up a little bit. You may be thinking, I missed a few spots. Or you had a lot of guests in your house and your house is looking like a little bit of a shambles, and you want to get it back together again so you can go into the new season feeling really good. One of the things I love about March is that I feel like March, April, May, and June are prime months for us to get out and to talk to our teams about doTERRA and to talk about new people coming into doTERRA. At least in the United States, we've got a couple of months left of school. People are still in the, I don't know, let's go, go, go. And we're not into the total relaxation of summer. We're not on summer break yet, even in Southeast Asia, where many of you are listening from. I know that you don't have your breaks just yet. So you're going through, you've got your kids in school, you've got the regular routine. We don't have that break yet. So we want to keep going and really make sure that people are getting the news that they need, which is the new news, the good news of good health, right? So as you decide to tackle your spring cleaning chores like a pro, using some essential oils and a few simple tips, you're going to embrace your kind of your inner neat freak. And I don't know how many of you have an inner neat freak. If you do, let me know give me an type the letters NF for neat freak in the chat below. I'd love to hear how many of you are neat nicks. I'm definitely a neat nick. I can get really into the, oh, should this look this way or should it look this other way? And I have to kind of smack myself and say, okay, snap out of it. There are other things that you need to do, but I love a clean and fresh home. We want to make sure, obviously, that we are using natural solutions, natural alternatives. So while you also are beginning perhaps to purge the clutter in your life, because cleaning and clutter purging, I feel like they belong together, right? Can't do one without the other. You can also rid your home of harsh synthetic chemicals. Okay, got a few tips. I'm going to go through the essential oils that I love first, and then I'm going to give you a couple of product ideas, things you might not have considered, but I think are really important for us to really just kind of think through if we're going to be decluttering and cleaning our homes. So cleaning in a natural way, I think it's very important. I'm going to be sharing some essential oils and cool new things. Whoops, what happened there? Oh, there we go. Sorry about that. Cool new things, all of which I think you're going to love. First on the hit parade, when I think about cleaning, I actually think about lavender, and I'll tell you why. Here, at least we're in the neck of the woods where I live, we're going to have a lot of pollen in the next couple of months. And lavender is a natural antihistamine. So when you're cleaning your house, you want to include your lavender. So not only does the dust get up and go away, so does all the pollen, the mold, and the spores, everything that's coming out now. You can add a few drops to pillows, bedding, or the bottoms of your feet, of course, at bedtime. You can also freshen things like your linen closet, your mattress, your car. Use your lavender, even though you may be thinking, lavender for cleaning? I don't usually use that one. I use lemon, and we're going to talk about that in a minute. Water in a spray bottle is always the easiest way to use essential oils. You can add a little bit of salt or a tablespoon. Some people add a tablespoon of vodka to kind of disperse the oils in the water. Either way, you want to make sure that you're giving your your spray bottle a good shake every time that you're using it. Oil tends to float on the top of the water, and giving it a good shake is a way to disperse those oils. Next thing on the hit parade, of course, lemon, our old tried and true favorite. All of the commercial products include lemon, and I know why, because it smells really great. And when we're cleaning our house, we want it to smell as fresh and clean as possible. Of course, you can choose any of the citrus oils. It is a terrific non-toxic cleaner and provides kind of a boost to our day. So of course, again, using a spray bottle, right? But you can use with a couple of drops of olive oil to clean and protect wood finishes. You can soak a cloth and wipe down leather furniture or any sort of garments. You can even do a spot clean. Make sure you do it in an unobtrusive place first. I don't want you calling and telling me, oh my gosh, my white jacket is ruined. Nope. Take a piece maybe inside of a lining where you can just do a little test with a Q-tip, trying to get out any spots or stains. I've actually used this successfully even on pocketbooks, but again, make sure you're doing a test first. It can also, lemon oil can also remove the early stages of tarnish from silver and other metals. So you may want to use this in conjunction with something that has maybe a mild abrasive like baking soda. Again, testing it on your silver, make sure you're not scratching it. I want to make sure that whatever you do, you're going to do it in a safe way. It's going to cleanse and purify the air and household surfaces, and also going to give you a really nice aroma. These two I actually like together, and I'll tell you why. I love cedarwood. It's one of the lighter scents in the woody aroma family, and it's got properties, of course, you know it all, for relaxation and maybe for feeling peaceful or restful at the end of the day. But do you know that, and maybe you did know this, that cedarwood is excellent as an anti-pest method. So as I mentioned earlier, I take out all my sweaters at the end of the season. Many of them I will begin to kind of go through the process of looking, do they have holes, do they have stains, and then cleaning them appropriately depending on what the material is. Last but not least, I'll be packing them away, usually in boxes. I don't hang any of my knitwear because it tends to stretch. When I pack it in boxes, I put a few cotton balls or cotton rounds in the box with all the sweaters with tons of cedarwood essential oil, saturating the cloth. not saturating sweaters, just saturating the essential oil, the cotton round, right? Why do I do that? Because I've had moth friends in the past, or I should say moth enemies, when they came and nibbled up all my sweaters. I want to say that was sort of the beginning of COVID. I was sort of rushing to put things away, and lo and behold, I wound up with moth holes in a lot of my sweaters, and to the point that they really couldn't be repaired. Not just like a tiny little hole that could be easily sewn, big old holes that were just not looking good and in obvious places. So I continuously now use my cedarwood when I'm putting away any of my knitwear. The other reason I love second oil, Siberian fir, I also love because it is so pure. It is edible. Did you know that? It is actually ingestible. Yes, it is. And it's distilled from needles and cones of the majestic Siberian fir tree. And it has a crisp, piney scent that refreshes and revitalizes. So I like to add it to my cleaning products to deodorize and keep germs at bay. I will often blend it with another essential oil like a citrus oil, maybe with a lemon, maybe with a green mandarin or something else that I like better. But that 1-2 punch of the pine and the citrus, I just really, I adore it. And I feel like it's safe to use, certainly around children, depending on what kind of pet you are, if you're a pet owner, depending on what kind of pet you have, make sure you're always double checking. May I use this around my pets? And there's some terrific books out there that talk to exactly what's safe for pets, how we can use it, and how we want to make sure that we're cleaning in the area where our pets are going to be. Okay, my next two favorites are Purify and Grapefruit. This is kind of, I'll say, a 1-2 punch because I've got a single and a blend. Grapefruit, as we know, is renowned for its cleaning and purifying properties. You want to diffuse it. It's motivating, it's invigorating. You can add a couple of drops to your water or under your tongue for a healthy metabolism. I feel like lately everything for me is metabolic health, and I want to do everything I can to support my metabolic health. I feel like for a long time it was almost like I was wearing a big hood, or the hood, the veil was over my eyes, and now that I've lifted the veil and I see exactly what, or I'm beginning to understand what metabolic health is all about, I want to make sure that I'm doing everything to support it. Purify, on the other hand, is a mix of essential oils. You can cleanse the air of unwanted odors. So if you've got something that's a little stale, you've cooked in your space and you don't love it, especially sometimes the next morning, I'll wake up, I'll come downstairs and I'll smell in the kitchen. And even though the meal was delicious the night before, I don't want to smell it the next morning. In walks Purify, and boom, my house smells fresh and clean all over the place. You can put it again on cotton rounds or cotton balls and put it in your AC or your air con or your heating vents, whatever it is for a refreshing aroma. Add a drop to laundry. At one point I had a lot of laundry in the house with the little kids. And then later on, I had a lot of laundry because the facility that my mother was living in at that point didn't have a laundry service. It was during COVID. And so just loads and loads of laundry, and laundry that didn't always smell so fresh and clean. And so I became a dedicated Purify user. So how do I use it in my laundry? I drop it right in with my detergent. So right in the cup, wherever your detergent goes, that's where I would add your Purify. I have also used it in the dryer I use the wool dryer balls, adding it right to the dryer balls and then popping that in the dryer and just letting it rip. I'll also use Purify in a sprayer bottle, either as just a general air freshener or as a surface cleaner. Also, all of those I really tend to like. You can use essential oils, of course, to clean your windows with basic household ingredients like baking soda, vinegar, borax, and essential oils. You can make some terrific recipes. I'm going to post below some doTERRA cleaning DIYs. I don't want to go through them now. I feel like you've heard a lot of them before, but some of them are really fun. If you've never done a doTERRA DIY for cleaning, get together and try to do one. It is super fun. Remember, of course, that we've got our great doTERRA products. Here we've got the surface spray bottle with the doTERRA cleaning cloth. I would be using that with the multi-purpose cleaner, which if you don't have the multi-purpose cleaner, it includes things like lime, Litsea, cassia, lemon eucalyptus, tea tree, arborvitae, eucalyptus kochi, cilantro, lavender, and lemon myrtle, all of which are known for their antibacterial properties. You're going to be using this diluted in water. This is a concentrate, but I love this product and I'm really using it quite a lot. Next on the hit parade, of course, is keeping our hands clean. I have these pump hand dispensers all over my house, in my kitchen, of course, and in my bathrooms. I feel like they look very chic and elegant. I like the way they look, and I'm using them all the time. I would be using them with the foaming hand wash, which again is a new concentrate. The older foaming hand washes were not. So whether you are in the United States or outside, will depend on how you're going to be ordering this product. It is packaged now in an aluminum canister, which can be recycled. In my neck of the woods, you can recycle plastic, but I realize that recycling aluminum is a little bit more safe and more in general. I guess the recycling of aluminum is more of a robust industry. How about that? So this product is free from things like parabens, phthalates, phosphates, dyes, and synthetic fragrances. More and more, I'm beginning to read not only about the role of synthetic fragrances, but the role of what they call in many products natural flavors. We want to make sure that we're avoiding them as much as possible. Last but not least, I love the dish soap with this little teeny scrubber thing. I'm using that. I'll be pouring a little bit of dish soap in that little dish, scrubbing it around with the brush, and then scrubbing my dishes or pots and pans. If you have a very delicate item, I'm thinking very delicate china, something that's hand painted, be mindful of scrubbing with a brush, right? I also don't want anybody to say, I scrubbed with the brush and now my china is ruined. No, it's meant for those kind of tough jobs, if you will. I could even use this on my fingers if I've been outside working in the garden, taking off any grit or grime that might be residual on my fingers. And last but not least, here's the dish soap. It is not a concentrate, although I think you could add a little bit of water to it. It just leaves everything kind of, I don't know, just squeaky clean and sparkling clean. You could even use it for a little bit of hand wash if you had something that you needed to hand wash. I've frequently used traditional hand soap, liquid dish soap for a little hand wash in a pinch. I don't see why you couldn't do that for this too. So I want to show you now a couple of things that I'm using to actually marry my wonderful doTERRA products with my goals to kind of streamline and also get healthy. And I've got some book recommendations for you, which I think you're going to love. Here's a book that I have actually been recommending on repeat. It's called Cleanish. What I love about it is that it just basically says that every healthy choice we make pays off. And in the long run, those little things that we do day after day, week after week, month after month, really do help us to get healthier, to stay healthier, and to really change our interior metabolism. So I'm going to give you a few suggestions for a cleanish lifestyle. I'm not expecting perfection. I'm also not the clean police. I can't come to your house and say, aha, I see that thing is not clean. No, it doesn't happen. But you can begin to be almost like the clean patrol in your own house and go around and say, gee, maybe I want to change that thing. Is it as healthy as I want it to be? Maybe not. So we got 3 cleaning hacks, 3 organizing hacks, and then 3 great reads in addition to Cleanish, if you haven't had a chance to pick this up. The other thing that I love about this particular book and the other books that I'm going to show, they're all available to listen to. If you're not an actual paper reader or a Kindle reader, pick up the books, just listen to them on your walk while you're doing your dishes. There's so many times during the day when you can be listening to really good material and getting your kind of soaking your brain in something that's healthy and good for you. Okay, number 1 are sponges. How many of us know that our sponges are just filling landfills if you can use a natural sponge made of 100% plant material. This one is actually made of coconut fiber scrubber and a wood cellulose sponge. They may be slightly more expensive than your traditional sponges that you grab from the supermarket, but they are sustainable, 0 plastic waste and 100% recyclable packaging. I'm going to have all the links down below and also in our social media, but consider a really a natural sponge. The other thing I want you to consider are cleaning cloths. Now, you know that doTERRA has cleaning cloths. They've kind of come in and out of stock, which is why I'm mentioning this. You can find microfiber cleaning cloths just about everywhere. I buy them on Amazon. I love the fact that they come in these big 12 packs. These have some kind of crazy colors. They don't exactly look supernatural, but they literally last forever. You will hand them down to your grandchildren. And honestly, I find that with cleaning cloths and just a little bit of water and a little bit of maybe essential oil or a little bit of cleaning product, I have lint-free, scratch-free cleaning. And so everything from glassware, anything that I'm going to use easily cleans, and you can keep throwing them in the washing machine and they keep on working. I like to use them for cleaning electronics, eyeglasses, collectibles, screens, all of the things that you're always thinking, do I want to get this thing wet or how am I going to clean this thing? They're so good. So use your microfiber cleaning cloths and just be mindful of not throwing things in landfills. We're trying to ditch paper towels, right, folks? Because paper towels are just not sustainable. I know sometimes we have to use them, but let's try to use alternatives if we possibly can. Dryer balls. These are my favorite. I talk about them all the time. Use your dryer balls. If you don't have the doTERRA ones, find them on Amazon. We're going to include the links below. I love my dryer balls. I keep them in different scents. I use them in the dryer. I'm always loading them up with different sorts of essential oils. They really do make a difference. A dry erase board is something in terms of your organizing. And now I'm going to tell you, I guess, 3 things for organizing. First was our cleaning, then is our organizing. Dry erase boards, better than Post-it notes, better than other methods of just kind of writing on a scrap of paper. Of course, you can use your phone, but very often when we're trying to share information with others, a dry erase board is a wonderful one. I kind of picked this one up and really liked it because it has magnetic little buttons on it and it looks kind of modern and cool. You can put it on a refrigerator, you can put it on another surface that's metal, you can use it in an office or when you're teaching in class. All of these things are really terrific to keep our landfill down. That's our goal, right? Keep our landfill down. I also love, and I use all the time, any sort of plastic containers to contain my items. I get rid of the packaging on the outside. I throw it in the trash. It looks more visually pleasing to me, but honestly, I feel like in the long run, I'm using and spending less. And I'll tell you why, because I know exactly what I have. So I have these, I'm going to also call these kind of like a lazy Susan because it spins. But what it does is it keeps exactly what you have within eyesight and you're never overbuying. You want to try to not overbuy if we can help it. It also, did you ever have that, the issue that you think, gee, I wonder if I have that, and you're in the store and you just buy it anyway, and then you wind up with 2 or 3 or more, whatever it is. You want to make sure that you're actually getting the things that you need, you're storing them appropriately. The other thing that I like for these particular Lazy Susans for essential oils, if you are to put your stickers on the top, you can see exactly what's in there. And what I like is if a bottle happens to be wet and it goes in the Lazy Susan, it's not going to stain your surface. I actually recently realized that I dripped some myrrh oil on my white cabinet. I don't know. I'm going to see how I can get it off gently without ruining the finish on the cabinet. But there you have it. You want to protect your surfaces as much as you can. Okay. Here's another way that I protect my surfaces. In all my drawers, I use plastic drawer dividers. Again, keeping the drawers clean, dividing everything up, keeping things in categories. I want you to become organized this year and really feel like I can do this. This is something that works for me. So using products that are going to keep you in line, if you will, and allow you to easily assess what you have is going to make your life more streamlined and more effective. For that and my 3 favorite books about organizing are the 2 Marie Kondo books, Life-Changing Magic of Tidying Up, and her new one, Kurashi Home. Those are 2. Life-Changing Magic is the New York Times bestseller. It's been for around, I don't know, I want to say for about 6 years, maybe a little bit longer. 9 million copies have sold. If you haven't read it already, download it on your Kindle or take a look. Get it on Audible. It's a terrific book and it makes a lot of sense. And each and every time I do have to do a straightening or a cleaning, I'm going back to her principles. So they are timeless. And you know, she had a Netflix series. I don't know if it's still up, maybe down for now, but based on the Netflix series, she actually prepared this beautiful book. And it does have, it's more like a picture book. So it's got some beautiful colors. Borrowed from your library if you're not interested in having as part of your own library, you're trying to declutter yourself, but do take a look at it. It's really interesting. And there in the center, super interesting, The Gentle Art of Swedish Death Cleaning. I know it sounds crazy. And if you've never heard this before, you may be thinking, uh-oh, why do I need that? But the basic concept is, do I want somebody to have to deal with this stuff after I'm gone? At least for me, and I know I don't think I'm near death, but you never know. Does anybody know Memento Mori? If you do, let me know. You can give me an M in the chat. I don't want anybody to have to deal with my stuff after I'm gone, for the most part, right? I want to be able to live my life in a beautiful way, giving to others and sharing with others all the gifts that God gave me, but not hoarding my stuff so that someone afterwards has to really be in charge of getting rid of it all and distributing it. I feel like that's not fair. I don't want to do it, but it's a great read either way. And it was also a New York Times bestseller. So take a look. Now let's talk about the new products released at Leadership. Hang on there. We've got some really good ones. Number 1, Spanish sage that was released at the last convention as a special item is now going to become a permanent product. When Becca Nixon talked about this product, I actually had to stop and think for a minute because I don't remember anybody telling me the following, that it supports a calm mind and sense of alertness. When taken internally, it provides an uplifting, soothing aroma. That I think I knew. Promotes a positive atmosphere that may be conducive to focus and concentration. And honestly, it's in the name, folks, right? Sage means someone who's smart, someone who has great brain capacity. So we want to make sure that we're tapping into our sages, including our Spanish sage. And the last but not least, it helps create an environment that's supportive of memory and cognitive performance when diffused. So all of my US people, are you preparing your taxes? Tax day is coming, April 15th. If you are, diffuse your Spanish sage. If you've got one left over from convention, use it now. It will be available as a permanent product on April 1st. Next on the hit parade, something fun for Mother's Day. I love this. A blooming trio, also available on April 1st. You're going to be inspired by the beauty of nature. These are 3 4 milliliter roll-ons, Gardenia, Neroli Touch, and Jasmine Touch. So beautiful. We did get Gardenia at the last convention. Again, a specialty product. And here it is again. These 3 things come, I think you can see that cute little box. And I think there's something even inside, but a really lovely display. Fill out the card, as Becca Nixon said, give the gift. You're done. Thank you very much. Remember your mom, remember the women in your life. $36 wholesale with a PV of 24. Couldn't be better than that. I also love the mini roll-ons and I love the kind of script on the side. To me, that looks really great and really fresh and new. Next up, finally, doTERRA Face. We've been waiting for this for a while. You know that the doTERRA scent products were released last year. We've been waiting for this final product. Many people have been using the sticks or spraying things into their hands and then applying it to their face. This product is made specifically for the face. It's a sunscreen moisturizer. What I love about it is it's got a couple of things that are added, like frankincense, helichrysum, magnolia, ylang-ylang, and lemongrass, interestingly enough. But it also has some things taken out. So it's free from parabens, phthalates, oxybenzone, and synthetic fragrances. Many people have been avoiding sunscreen in general because there was so much controversy about the toxic ingredients and how it clogged pores. This is non-comedogenic and rich in antioxidants and nourishing botanicals. I think this is a terrific, not only for you to invest in for you and your family, but a really interesting product that I think is going to go a long way in the spring and summer months. If it's beginning to get sunny near you, this is something you may want to consider. There's not an official launch date for this product. It's coming soon because obviously summer's coming, but stay tuned in all the leadership chat boards and you'll see it. I'm sure it'll be released in the next, I want to say mid-April, early May. That's my guess. So let's see if I'm right. But a really wonderful addition. You can see it's kind of a pump. It's going to be easy to apply on adults and on children. Last but not least, this is super fun. Available June 1st while supplies last. Now I've got a little backstory on this product: Rose Hydrosol Mist and Moringa Rose Oil. These are a one-two punch product, which is kind of fun. You're going to actually spray on the Rose Hydrosol, and then you're going to apply the Moringa Rose Nourishing Oil. What's interesting about this is attendees to U.S. leadership around the world will be gifted this product. So if you attended and if you are a leader, I think it's silver and above, you're going to be gifted this product. If you were live at the convention, leadership, I think you are also, regardless of what your rank is, whether you are an elite or a premier, you're also going to get this product. In the meantime, it is going to be available for sale on May 1. But it is available June 1. I goofed on that. But also while supplies last. My guess is this is going to sell out fast. There's also going to be a whole bunch of people that get it as a gift and then want to reorder it. So if you're thinking this is something I might like, set your calendars and I'll keep you posted the minute I see kind of the chit chat of what's going to happen. So stay tuned. Here's the last thing I want to tell you. A lot of exciting advice, information, right? Today, super exciting. Tell me in the chat, yes for the rose. Give me an R for a rose that you like it and you think it's going to be really cool. Okay, R in the chat. You can chat below, or if you're live, you're watching this live, just tell me in the chat as I'm talking. Okay, last but not least, BOGOs are coming. Yes, US BOGOs are back. I'm going to be doing tons of announcements in the next couple of days, but imagine we already know what's in the box. What's super cool is we're getting 2 digestive products. We're getting Terrazyme and PB Assist and Serenity Soft Gels. This is unheard of. We hardly ever, maybe, I don't want to use the word never, because I think maybe once we got a soft gel, but we hardly ever get any sort of ingestible products. So this is a really big deal. The other products, you're going to get those 3 roll-ons: Lavender, Digescent, and Vetiver roll-on. Hallelujah. I have to tell you, I love my Vetiver and I take it in a capsule, but man, you could sit there for 20 minutes until that Vetiver drop comes out. So Vetiver blend, beautiful. It's also super viscous and can kind of stain. So I'm trying to always keep it away from other things, kind of like my Mer story. So Vetiver roll-on, double thumbs up. And then you're also going to get spearmint, cedarwood, and you're going to get a bottle of MetaPower essential oil. Love, love, love that. So for those of you who are super keen on this particular BOGO box, stay tuned. It's coming really soon. I think you're going to love it. I personally am thrilled by this BOGO box. Can't wait to see all the details. And I'm just in awe, right? Just so good. And you can see even the packaging. That white box is actually the new box. Remember how I used to get the brown ones that weren't too attractive? This one I think is actually super cute. So I think you'll like it. Okay. Thank you everyone who's here on the live. Thank you if you're watching on YouTube later on. I think you're all going to have a really wonderful week. You know, we're on all social media platforms. We love it when you reach out to us wherever we may be. We're actually gaining a lot of friends on TikTok, which is kind of fun. Some of our videos, some are silly, but we try to always provide the best content for you that we possibly can. And last but not least, thank you for having been here, and have a wonderful week. For those of you who are on live, if you want to stay on, we'd love to keep chatting with you. If you are watching recorded, have a wonderful week. I hope this information was valuable to you, and we'll be back again right here, same bat time, same bat channel, talking about all things health. And we're happy to have you here. Have a wonderful week, everyone. Bye-bye now.